Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what will happen when you declare a variable and print it without initializing it in Java? Let me answer. When you declare a variable and when you don't initialize it and directly print the variable, what will happen in Java? In Java, you are going to get a compiler error. Java will not allow you to print a variable without initializing. Even though the variable is declared, if it is not initialized, you cannot print the variable without initializing it. So Java will suggest you by giving a compiler error. And when you hover the mouse on that compiler error, it will ask you to initialize the variable case. Okay. So in Eclipse IDE, you will have that feature of checking why we got a compiler error and all, where clearly you will get a message saying to initialize the variable. Okay. So with practical demonstration, I'm going to explain this answer for you. Okay. So for that, I'll switch to this Eclipse IDE and here I'm going to create a new class. Okay. Printing variable without initializing. Can we print the variable without initializing is a question. Okay. So I'll just create a main method also inside this Eclipse IDE. And inside this main method, I'm going to uh, create a variable and declare this with int data type. Okay. I declared this, but have not initialized it, have not assigned any value to this variable or have not initialized this. Okay. Now directly if I try to print this variable system.out.println and this variable name, I'm giving it here. Immediately in this Eclipse IDE, the compiling will happen and you're going to get a compiler error saying the local variable A may not have been initialized. Okay. How to fix it? We have to initialize the variable. We have to initialize the variable. If you don't give any value by yourself, like is equal to 9 and all, and no, instead, if you go with this Eclipse IDE and select this option initialize variable, this integer in data type, right? So 0 will be assigned to it. Okay. Automatically, Eclipse will add 0 to it in order to initialize, or you can specify some value to overcome this error. Anything is fine. If you give 9 also is fine. If you give 0 is also fine. If you don't give any number and if you take the help of Eclipse ID in initializing the variable, it will assign it to some 0 value. Okay, some value 0. That's it. And if this data type is of, if the type, okay, if I am declaring this variable with string class type, in that case also, I'm trying to print the variable A without initializing this or without storing anything into this variable. Okay. In this case also, okay, I'm getting the same error, whether it is int type or double type or boolean type or string class type or whatever it is here. When I take the help of Eclipse ID, it will add a null value here. Okay. Or if I take boolean, let's say, I'm giving different examples here. Boolean. If I take boolean, what will happen? And if I'm not initializing the variable, so here by default it will take false value. Eclipse ID will add the false value here. Okay. So like that, guys, you can give true also to overcome this problem and print it out. That's fine. But by default, if you take the help of Eclipse ID to initialize a variable and by hovering the mouse on the compiling error and say fix it by initializing the variable, you will get a false in this case of boolean. You'll get null in case of string. You'll get 0 in case of in double, etc. Okay, fine. So hope guys you got the answer for this question. So what will happen when you declare a variable and print it without initializing it in Java? You are going to get a compiler error asking you to initialize the variable. Okay, that is not initialized yet before printing. Okay, so that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.